what's really in the meat you eat? Do you wonder where it came from? Do you even want to know? The vegetarian movement advocates a natural, organic lifestyle that doesn't intrude on the rights of other living creatures. It provides enlightenment in all issues pertaining to animal rights. However, animal rights aren't exactly on the top of everyone's priority list, but there are also many reasons to go vegetarian excluding animal rights. This speech serves to show people all the benefits they can receive by going vegetarian, such as improvements in health and reduced risk of cancer and heart disease, a greater understanding of what the animals we coexist with experience in slaughterhouses, and a positive impact on the environment. You might find it difficult or even overwhelming to entirely cut animal products out of your life, but the impact being vegetarian makes holds too many perks to be ignored. Isn't it time you made the change? There are absolutely no nutrients in meat that cannot be found in a vegetarian diet. There are no diseases in which eating meat is required for the treatment or the cure of the disease. All the essential amino acids, fatty acids, vitamins, and minerals required in the human diet are synthesized either by plants or microorganisms. Therefore, you can logically conclude that eating meat is absolutely unnecessary. In fact, if you go vegetarian and eat an all-natural diet, your health will most likely increase in many ways. A natural vegetarian diet can prevent cancer. Cancer is the second most common cause of death in the United States, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. At least 6 common types of cancer can be directly linked to the consumption of animal-sourced food. These include cancers of the lung, prostate, stomach, esophagus, and pancreas. Generally, diets high in fruit, vegetables, and fiber have a proactive effect in reducing the risk of malignant cancerous cells developing in the body, whereas red and processed meat increase the risk of developing cancer. In other words, the more natural your diet is, the less chemicals are being pumped into your body. All the chemicals pumped into meat while it is alive and after it's been killed and preserved for packaging are being directly absorbed into your bloodstream when you eat it. And with all the unnatural chemicals and products put into meat that everyone eats, it's no surprise that there are some serious side effects to putting all that unnatural stuff in your body over a lifetime. Statistics show that, along with reduced cancer rates, people who maintain a vegetarian diet and abstain from eating meat significantly reduce their risk of heart attack and other serious cardiovascular diseases. According to studies conducted by Consumer Side, the average risk of a carnivorous man suffering a heart attack at some point in their life is 50%, whereas a man who eats no meat, dairy, eggs, or animal byproducts only has a 4% chance of a heart attack. The average cholesterol level of meat eaters is 210, while the average cholesterol level of vegetarians is 165. These numbers don't lie. Regardless of how healthy a meat eater thinks their diet is, they still have a very high chance of suffering a life-threatening disease caused by eating flesh. Countless studies have been made, and they all point to a natural vegetarian diet as the healthiest alternative. There is no denying it. If you want to be the healthiest you can be, a vegetarian diet is the way to go. So now you know how going vegetarian can benefit your life, health, and wellness. How about the lives of all the animals you're saving? Eating meat is an ethical decision. When you eat meat, you are prolonging savage human instincts for carnage and dominance over other species. Everyone knows that eating meat inflicts pain, stress, and an unnatural, untimely death to other animals. Most people justify themselves under the faulty analogy that the animals were all going to die anyways, so we might as well eat them. But the methods that are widely used to kill these animals are repulsive, unhygienic, and anything but natural. Slaughterhouses exploit animals using unethical practices. They mass-produce livestock so they can have more cattle and make more money off of them. They are forced to eat the lowest quality of food, such as cheap grain. They use hormones to pump the livestock up and make them unnaturally large and bulky so they can be more widely consumed. These animals spend their whole lives in cages and aren't allowed to roam around freely like other animals. This causes the animals severe bone and joint pain they must endure their entire lives. You can imagine that the animals' quality of life before they are slaughtered is anything but enjoyable. Oftentimes, baby chicks are thrown whole and alive into large animal blenders where they add fillers to the meat to make it cheaper. Chickens' beaks and claws are torn off before they are slaughtered. Grazing livestock have their hooves, skin, and other salvageable body parts ripped off so they can be sent to other companies to manufacture them into clothing, candy, and other common household products. All these can be cheaply produced without any animal byproducts by using renewable materials. I will now present a video made by the Humane Society investigating a slaughterhouse that is a leading producer of school lunch meat. This video is graphic and viewer discretion is advised.
I've seen that one.
The horrifying images you have just seen are real. They portray a sad yet urgent message that there needs to be some sort of intervention on how these farm animals are treated while they are alive and finding more humane ways to execute them. So far, we've seen that living the vegetarian lifestyle can not only positively impact our own health and the lives of the animals being slaughtered, but how about on a wider scale? Well, being vegetarian also greatly reduces our impact on the environment and can help preserve the planet. Choosing a vegetarian diet is a natural way to help the environment. Eating meat does a lot more damage to the environment than the general population would like to believe. Becoming vegetarian is one of the easiest ways to alleviate some of the strain put on the earth caused by animal agriculture. In a statement made by Dr. David Brubaker, PhD at Johns Hopkins University Center for a Livable Future, he explains that the way we breed animals for food is a threat to the planet. It pollutes our environment while consuming huge amounts of water, grain, petroleum, pesticides, and drugs. The results are always disastrous. A meat-centered diet wastes many of Earth's depleting natural resources. Did you know that 85% of all U.S. agricultural land is used strictly for the production of meat? One might ask, how does mass-producing livestock affect the Earth? Obviously, all the meat that people eat was once alive. Throughout their short life, livestock require massive amounts of food to eat, fresh water to drink, and a decent amount of land to live on. Think about how much valuable natural resources are being wasted in order to create, maintain, and continue these unnatural habitats for these mass-produced, genetically modified animals. To name a few: deforestation, destruction of wildlife species, loss of soil productivity, mineral depletion, erosion, water pollution, water depletion, and overgrazing are some direct effects of animal production. Meat production also causes pollution to the atmosphere and furthers global warming. The world's 1.5 billion cattle and other grazing animals emit polluting gases directly into our atmosphere. 2/3 of all ammonia comes from cows. Cattle emit massive amounts of methane through flatulence. In a 2006 report, the UN Food and Agriculture Organization concluded that worldwide livestock farming generates 18% of the planet's greenhouse gas emissions. Meanwhile, if everyone on the planet was to combine all the emissions from their cars, trucks, airplanes, boats, yachts, and space shuttles, it would only amount to 13% of the greenhouse gas emissions. It's true that giving up that average 176 pounds of meat a year is one of the greenest lifestyle changes you can make as an individual. You can drive a hybrid, install fluorescent light bulbs all over your house, and turn the water off while brushing your teeth. But unless you intend to hunt wild hogs and buffalo for the rest of your life, there is really no green way to be a meat eater. The vegetarian movement shows us a simpler way of life by utilizing all the abundant natural resources Earth has to offer in a humane and non-destructive way. The vegetarian diet, when you have a vegetarian diet, you obtain a decreased risk of cancer and a lesser chance of having a heart attack. Choosing to eat meat is a moral decision because it involves deliberate killing and unnecessary death. The death these animals are suffering isn't quick and it isn't painless. In conclusion, life for animals in slaughterhouses is repugnant. Truth is, eating meat does a lot more damage than people would like to believe. The fact remains that vegetarians have a significantly reduced impact on the environment. Vegetarians decrease global pollution and save huge quantities of water by not consuming cattle. Going vegetarian is a life-changing decision. I made the choice to become vegetarian over 5 years ago, and it was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. Think about living a completely natural, alternative way of life that has been practiced for centuries. Don't you want to experience all the benefits a vegetarian lifestyle has to offer? Go vegetarian today.